Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Liliana, woman with a vision. My message from God today is there's someone that was in your life in your past, a relationship. They're ready to come back into your life. The thing about it is, even though they're ready to come back into your life, they spent so much time away from you that it altered how you feel about this person, and you don't feel like you should let this person back into your life. It's because of the time that they spent away from you. It's not that you don't love this person, because you still love them, you still care about them, but they spent too much time away from you. They spent way too much time away from you. This isn't a couple of weeks they were gone, a couple of days, or a couple of months. It has been years. And they were just kind of straggling you along in the first place when you first met this person. I kept hearing straggling along, but now they want to come back. They were straggling you along, not really giving you a full commitment. You didn't really know what was going on. There was a lot of confusion. They want to come back, but they want to come back in the same energy, but different. What I mean by that is they want to give you a full commitment, but they have still some of their same ways. Like, they needed to grow up. They needed to let go of a lot of their ways and the way that they think about things and do things. They still haven't let that go. That's the thing. If you recently spent time with this person, you notice that they still have a lot of insecurities. They're still doing the same thing that they were doing before, even though they're ready to try to be with you or give you a full commitment or commit to you. They still have that same type of mindset. It's like, it's not sincere. I want to be with you because they miss you. They miss you a lot. They want to come back, but they still are very immature when it comes to relationships. They don't trust. They don't, their loyalty to people is still the same, but they are ready to come and be with you and be committed to you. But the timing is everything. I always say that God is always right on time. No matter what he does for you, he's always right on time. This person, they wasted so much time. The time that they should have been spending with you and putting in effort and doing things for you, they spent somewhere else. Everything that they should have done for you, they spent somewhere else. But what they went towards, it didn't work out. It didn't work out because it was never meant to happen. It was never meant for them to walk away from you in the first place. They just made a conscious decision to do something, and that's just what it is. That's just what it was. They made that decision. See, a lot of people think that God does have a say-so in your life, but he also gives you a decision. You got to make the right decision. He's going to put in front of you exactly what you're supposed to do. You have to make the right decision. God let this person know that you were the person for them. Everything about you said yes. Yes. Even your flaws. Yes. But they made the decision to go towards something else. Ended up unhappy. They thought about you the whole time because they knew that they should have given you that commitment. They knew that. And now they want to come back, but because of the time that they spent away from you, you've changed. There's a song, and the song says, seasons always change. And I thought about the seasons, the 4 seasons. Where I live at, we have 4 seasons. We have the winter. Then after the winter, you're going to have your spring. Then after spring, you're going to have summer. Then there's fall. All 4 seasons, different. The weather changes completely with all 4 seasons. The flowers change, the grass change, everything changes. It adjusts to the temperature that's outside. That's why we have 4 different seasons. Everything changes. In the wintertime, everything dies because it's cold. It's too cold. In the summertime, things can die too if it get too hot, if we don't get enough rain. You know, and this was, if you take that and apply it to how you feel with this person, they spend too much time away from you. They spend too much time, and that season that you were supposed to be with them, you are one together, and you changed. If that makes any sense to you, you changed. How you look at them, how you view them, things that they say that they used to do, it's not funny no more. The little jokes, and it's not funny no more to you. It's like, oh, okay. It's just you lost that sense of feeling towards this person because of the time that they spent away from you. Maybe you had another opportunity to go be with someone else that showed you life differently, and now that kind of changed how you feel about this person. That person may have treated you 100% better than they did, and they weren't straggling you along or whatever. And now, you know, maybe you found someone else and you committed to that other person, and now that they want to come back, you still care about them, you still love them, but you're not going to jeopardize the full happiness, 100% happiness that you have now, what you're receiving for this person, to go back to them because you still see their immaturity. If you spend time with them or you talk to them on the phone, you still hear their immaturity in their voice and the things that they say. They still kind of talking the same. Don't overlook that. That's your intuition. That's God showing you who this person really is. Don't overlook that. A lot of times we are so compelled to the fact that we love a person. Oh, I love them. I care about them. We love so many things about that person that we don't see that people, when a person hasn't changed. You know, and then we end up going back or walking into something that is just going to hurt us, and we're going to redo the same thing all over again with this person because they haven't changed. They are ready to give you a commitment. You know, it's your choice. I never tell people what to do because it's your choice. You have a decision to make. But this person is not fully matured, and they're still in that same type of mindset. They're still doing the same things that they were doing before. They're still doing this. This is not for the person that have moved on and they happy. If you happy and you know the person is good to you, this is not for you. This is for someone who was in a relationship with somebody and they kind of straggled you along and you all went your separate ways. And now they waited years and now they're ready to come back because whatever else they went towards or whatever else they had going on in their life, it didn't serve them any good. It didn't serve them any good. Very unhappy. At first, you know, when you meet a person, you know, you're all happy. This was that case, you know, they were all happy. You may have seen them posting stuff on social media. That's, you know, that was just for show. It was just for show. It wasn't because that's what it really exactly was. It was just for show, to show off to people, you know, this is what I got. But in the end, it didn't turn out right. And that's why they want to come running back to you. But they can't be with you. You know, God is kind of blocking them because God sees the intentions of our heart. He knows this person's intentions. He knows that this person hasn't changed. And he also knows that this person is only coming back because what they had wasn't good. They're not going to tell you that. They will not tell you that what they went towards was not what it do. If they tried to make it seem like you weren't the person. You weren't the right person. The whole time it was someone else that they were involved with. They were not the person. They weren't. They were looking at the physical, but not the person's true intentions. That person's intentions wasn't good towards them. You know they're saying, you know, what goes around comes around. That's what it was. You know, it was like, okay, you're going to play with this person. They played with you. You know, they were not honest. They were not true. And now they just received back what they dished out to you. And that's why they're willing to come back to you, because they realize now that, but the problem now is that you've changed. You've changed. You love them, you care about them, but you don't feel the same. So that would be a decision that you would have to make Do I love this person enough to overlook their flaws? Do I love this person enough to overlook their immaturity? They still kind of the same. They really haven't, you know, you don't want to accept. It's a reason why you're not with the person, you know. So if you let it go, you know, are you willing to accept that same old thing again? They might just straggle you along again. You know, they may commit to you fully, but still kind of playing the fence. So that's your decision. But know that God loves us so much that that's God protecting you. When you ask God for confirmation, like I always say, get confirmation from God. You know, this message may be confirmation to you as you got a decision to make. I got to make the right decision or the wrong one. You know how you feel. You know that it's been a lot of time in between the last time you saw this person up until now or whenever you saw them, and you still see their immaturity. You see the red flags. What decision are you going to make? Now, God's going to leave that up to you. But my opinion, I wouldn't go back because I wouldn't go back for me because I feel like, you know, I would be walking into the same thing all over again. Yes, God is able to change people. He's able to heal us. You know, a lot of people have a lot of insecurities, and they have a lot of baggage and things that they come along with and things that they need to let go of. God can work on your heart. God is a forgiving God. God forgives us, but he will always and also show you when a person hasn't changed to, you know, that's the red flag. He's trying to let you know, pay attention. Pay attention. God is always looking out for our best interests at heart. He's always looking out for us no matter what situation or whatever we're going through. God is always looking out for us. So, you know, you got to think about, well, maybe God is pointing these things out to me. It's because I need to pay attention. Because a lot of times we don't pay attention. We don't pay attention to the red flags. We overlook it. Oh, I love this person. I was waiting for them to come back. I'm going back. And he's trying to show us, pay attention, look, you know, and that's just God's way of protecting us. God loves us so much. He loves you more than anything. You're his child. He loves you. He's always looking out for us. You know, I always say that I'm always being obedient to God. I listen to God. In order for you to listen to God and be obedient to him, let him lead and guide you, you have to stay connected to God. You know, he will lead and guide you in the right direction. You know, and sometimes when you're disconnected from God, he still looks out for you. Even though you're disconnected to him, he may show you a dream because he said, well, I can't really speak to him the way I want to. Excuse me. Even though they're praying and they're doing the things that they, you know, should do, they still not really connected to me. So I'm going to send them a dream, or I'm going to allow them to see this message, or he'll show you in a different way. You know, God is so good to us all the time. I can take just about anything and refer it to the Bible and refer it to God because I depend upon God on a daily basis to lead and guide me in the right direction, to do what's right in his sight. You know, we want to be more like God. You know, we're not going to be, no one on this face of this earth is perfect. Don't think that you're perfect because you're not. I'm not perfect either, but we all have a decision to make, to let God into our life and lead and guide us when it comes to different situations. In this situation, I would say get confirmation from God as to what you want to do. Now, it's up to you. Now, if you really love this person and you feel like this person has changed, hey, do what's best for you. But this person is still very immature. They don't have good intentions. They don't have good intentions. They love you. They want a full commitment. It's more like they feel like they don't want to lose you. If you're not in a relationship with someone else, they're going to try to take this opportunity to get you because they know that you're a good person. They also know that whatever it was that they went towards, they can't be with that person because they didn't see that person for who they was. You know, like I said, what goes around comes around. So they did what they did to you just to, in return, receive it from someone else. That person didn't really care about them. You know, they didn't. And now they're seeing someone hurt and they're like, I want you back. They want you back. They want you back into their life because you were everything. You checked all the boxes. Straight A's. Everything that they ever wanted in a person, you have it. But they were looking more of like the physical, materialistic type of situation with someone else that was able to give them more. And don't get me wrong, that's not just for a woman that may have been dating a man, but vice versa also. Because sometimes women only pick men according to what they have too. So, you know, I mean, it's your own, it's your preference. But in this situation, you know, they picked who they chose because of what they had, not because of how this person would treat them, you know, not because of that authentic love that that person had for them. They didn't. But you've changed. You've changed. That season of whoever you were when they met you, you're not the same person anymore. Life has changed for you. Your mindset, how you think about things spiritually, mentally, you know, maybe even physically, you may have had a glow up and, you know, changed your body and, you know, worked out and ate right and did some things. And, you know, you're in a different era, in a different place in your life, you know. And I don't think this person is going to get it. They're not going to get it. They're not going to understand. They're going to feel like, oh, you got to be with somebody else. And even if you are with someone else, you don't feel the same way about this person. Even if you're single and you're alone, you don't feel the same way about this person. And so it will probably be very easy for you to tell this person no. And the first thing they're going to say is, oh, it's because you with someone else. And that's not true. For some of you all, it's not true. You haven't talked to anybody. You've grown, and from that situation, you've learned some lessons and some things, and there's no way they could come back the same. They would definitely have to change their mindset and how they do things, you know. Not that you haven't forgiven them, because you've forgiven them. You've forgiven them. You understand forgiveness. You've forgiven them. It's just the timing, and timing is everything, like I always say. God is always right on time with everything, and they kind of missed out on the opportunity to be with you because they took so long to come back. If they had just came back in a couple of months, maybe a year, it has been years. They didn't, you know. And I feel like, honestly, God was working on this person and telling them, you know, you need to go back. You need to treat that person right. They were everything. They checked all your boxes. You know, everyone else that you met or you were ever, red flag, red flag. They weren't really into you. This person really loved you. This person really cared about you. And they overlooked it. They didn't listen to God. They didn't listen to God in this situation. But God loves you so much. Remember that God is always protecting us from all hurt, harm, and danger. That He knows a person's intentions. He sees what we don't see. The seen and the unseen. He sees what we don't see. He knows a person's heart. He knows their thoughts. He knows everything. So look at it as God keeping you protected from someone who wants you back, but has not matured and is in the same mindset, in the same ways, things that just are not good for you. You know, they're not going to be good for you because they're not even in a good place themselves. So, of course, they're not good. They can't give you anything because they don't have it. You know, they're not even showing love to themselves like they should. Because if they really love themselves, they would have taken the time to get to know you. They would have taken the time to assess whatever else they had going on and realize that you are always the prize. You are always the prize. You are always the prize. You are always the number one. And they just kind of messed that up. But this is the decision. This is a decision. Like I said, always get confirmation from God. Know that I'm not trying to convince you to do anything. I'm just giving you the message. I'm just the messenger. Know that always, I'm just the messenger. I am Liliana, woman with a vision. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much for listening to this message today and sharing this message with someone who may need it. Remember that God loves you so much, and I love you too. God bless.